Well, howdy there, Internet people, it's Belle again. So today, we're going to talk about what Iran is doing, Trump, and a question. An interesting question came in today, and it contains an assumption that I think is worth examining. Here's the question. So, Belle, I'm now pretty convinced that Trump's strike only set Iran back a few months. But isn't that still what you would call a net win? I mean, a few more months without Iran having a nuke is a good few months, right? There's an assumption here that I'm not so sure is a safe assumption. Now, there was a little pencil and paperwork done before this. But on January 19, 1942, President Roosevelt approved the creation of an atomic bomb. On July 16, 1945, the gadget was tested at the Trinity site. August 6th and August 9th, 1945, atomic bombs were dropped on Japan. 3.5 years from authorization to the battlefield use of two different kinds of weapons. Little Boy and Fat Man were two different designs. And that was done using 1940s tech, before anybody else had done it. U.S. intelligence has said since the 2007 National Intelligence Estimate that Iran suspended its nuclear weapons in 2003. But if there's one thing longtime viewers know, it's that you can't always trust the consensus on intelligence reports. Sometimes groupthink overrides things, and you get a bunch of similar assessments that are wrong. In an interesting example of the disconnect between analysts and operations, 2007 is also the year Iran was first hit with a computer worm that impacted the country's nuclear program. It's widely suspected the targeting of the computers related to Iran's enrichment program was a joint U.S.-Israeli operation. But I don't think the U.S. has ever admitted it. Something, failures being known. Let's just say that worm was far more effective than we know, and it completely destroyed their program, and they had to start from scratch. That's not true, but let's pretend it is for the moment. And let's say that Iran did nothing until May 8, 2018, when Trump pulled out of the Iran nuclear deal. That gives them 7 years from then until today. Twice as long as the U.S. needed back when all this stuff was theoretical. If they had an active program for a nuclear weapon, I think they'd have one by now. What I think is more likely is that they've been pushing the bounds of what the international community will allow and getting the uranium and components together so if they ever needed one, they could put one together quickly. That seems far, far more likely. Interestingly, back in 2009, the Director General of the International Atomic Energy Agency came to the same conclusion, saying Iran wanted to be able to tell their neighbors, quote, "We can have nuclear weapons if we want to." I'm all about having less nuclear weapons in the world, if even for a few months. My concern is that Trump's strikes might be the catalyst that pushes Iran from let's have the components in case we ever need a nuke to let's build one now. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.